helps to turn the other equipment on too.
It's funny how that happens.
Go team. Very exciting before we start recording. Okay, so story time with this. Jen and I made these because I was like, I love this design. I saw it embroidered on something. And then Julie was like, I would wear that shirt.
Awesome.
So I decided to wear it today. Okay. You're on full
Hello,
screen.
hello, hello.
Excellent. Cool.
All right. Are we on? We good?
We just gotta push the button and be official.
Push the button. I don't want to push the button.
I was about to give you like a Tiny Toons reference, but I didn't know if you would get it.
Really not. Looney Tunes, maybe.
It's definitely a Tiny Toons. It's like this little ducky kid, and he's like, no, I push the button. You know, push the button. I push the button for like this elevator, and he makes it go up and
Sounds
down.
like one of my grandchildren having
And
a fight with me.
It's literally like supposed to be a toddler duck.
Yeah, makes sense. Charlie was doing something last night. It was Jaxie's birthday party, and she was kind of getting in trouble, and Aunt Ish grabbed a hold of her. And she says, I don't want to look at your face. Okay.
Kids. Oh, that's excellent. Okay. Are you ready?
I think so.
Welcome to Spirits and Supernatural. I'm Dawn.
I'm Jenny.
We're having an angelic year.
We are. We're practically angels ourselves.
Oh yeah, there are halos and everything.
Yeah, just the horns hold the halos up.
They need some support.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh boy. So this is episode 43
Yes.
or 44? Is it 44?
You told me 43.
43? I don't know.
Numbers, we don't do that.
We don't do math. We don't do much.
Who count?
We kind of talk, and sometimes we don't even say things clearly. So you never know what you're going to get when you tune into our podcast. But hopefully you have fun.
Hopefully you have fun along the way.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about 3 female angels. Although angels don't really have gender, these 3, their vessels were human females.
Correct.
We're going to talk about Hannah, Duma, and Naomi.
Which I think is an interesting bunch.
Yeah. I know that Naomi and Duma definitely had some scenes together. I don't recall if Hannah and Naomi did. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But I don't think that these 3 could stand long enough. I don't think that I would have enough to say about them from the 3 to have individual episodes.
Well, Naomi did a lot,
She
and I
did.
could kind of see her having
Yeah.
a whole episode, but I think there's so many angels. We've talked about this. There's
Right.
so many that it would take us like years to get through
Right.
if we did each one.
And then I would be really tired and sick of angels by then.
We'd have to talk about demons or something.
Shake it up a little bit. Right. So who do we want to start with? Do you want to start with Naomi since she was the big wig, or end with her?
And do you want to start with our cocktail?
I do. I found a cocktail called Angel's Delight.
Which it perfectly describes these 3. They're all just a delight.
Delightful.
Uh-huh.
So this cocktail is going to consist of, well, vodka, because that's the basis of a lot of cocktails, vodka or rum, something like that. This one happens to be vodka. So this one is going to have 3/4 of an ounce of vodka, 3/4 of an ounce of triple sec, and 1 ounce of cream, and a couple of dashes of passion fruit syrup. I don't know how you're supposed to do a dash of syrup, but I trust you. You can do it.
You trust me.
I do. I trust you. You're my best, favoriteest mixologist on this podcast ever.
The confidence.
Ever.
This half of this jigger is a half an ounce, so I kind of have to eyeball to get
Yeah, it's okay.
3/4. Otherwise, I guess I could do half of the other side because it's an ounce and a half. That would work too, but.
And this is episode 43. I have it
That's what I
written down
thought.
with Angel's Delight.
That's what you told me, and I trust you.
And that's usually your first mistake. Nah.
All right. Yeah, who do we start with?
Well, let's just go alphabetical. We'll start with Duma.
Okay, Duma,
Duma.
which is an interesting name.
It is.
Is it biblical?
Actually, I looked it up. And well, I don't know if it's in what you would call the Christian Holy Bible.
Hmm.
It's probably in something, but
Apocryphal.
I did look it up in Duma, and it's spelled Dumah,
Hmm.
is the angel of silence.
This girl is not silent.
But I thought it kind of fit her because the actress that played Duma, Erica Sarah, is very quite soft-spoken.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you notice?
Nope.
Okay. I feel like she was very soft-spoken. I thought she was
Well,
just being
she's
so
not like
sweet.
forceful in anything she does.
No, she's the angel of silence. The silent but deadly kind of
She's the
angel.
angel of let's be chill.
Yeah,
Actually, she wasn't chill.
that's what it was. That's the actual Hebrew translation is the angel of let's be chill.
However
It's
you
a
say
little
that.
lesser known
Lesser
translation.
known translation is it's chill. Let's be
Yeah.
chill.
Well, she was in 7 episodes,
Hmm.
and she actually started off like a lot of characters do, really nice, and she was kind of sweet. She well, let's back up for just a second.
Hmm.
Erica Sarah, she also was in a previous episode, and I think it was in season 6. It was
Okay.
when Sam was struggling with all of his parts of being soulless, and his bad Sam and his good Sam and his really bad Sam were trying to all collate, get together. And she was like the
You watched a
bartender.
different show than me.
You don't remember that episode?
I don't remember Sam being schizophrenic, no.
You don't? He had like 3 parts of him in this one episode. She was like a bartender, and he comes in, he's like in a hotel by himself. He's got all the lore on the walls like he always does.
Hmm.
And he goes into this bar because he's being chased or whatever. And she's like, well, I'm coming with you. You shouldn't go by yourself. And she rides with him in a car like all day
Oh, yeah,
long.
no, I remember that.
And he goes, wait, it was just dark a minute ago and then it's light, or vice versa, whatever it
Was
was.
he like in his head or something?
Yeah.
Okay, vaguely.
Okay. So anyhow, her name was Robin. So she was in previous episodes before she became Duma.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna stir these because the cream just kind of settled
yeah,
in one spot.
and it looks kind of gross. It just settled there.
It does, it looks curdled.
It's not though.
It's not though.
It's not fresh cream. I mean, I didn't go out and milk a cow today. Did you put
Boring.
in the dashes of passion fruit?
I did.
Okay.
It's not a very
It
big drink.
almost looks like milk of magnesia.
Yummy.
Yeah. No, we probably should have just made these in a shot glass.
Oh,
But
yeah, just about. Well, we have a couple behind him.
that's true. Oh well, I don't care. I'm gonna use this cup
Well,
anyhow, take a picture.
meanwhile, I have this highball glass, so it's just like I have the last couple drinks of my milk from my dinner.
Yeah.
Or something right
Yeah, that's
here.
what it's like.
I'm sure it's gonna be good though. Like
I
it's
think so. Here, let's taste it real quick.
passion fruit, triple sec. It'll be like fruity and a little creamy. And
I like it.
oh yeah,
I think it's yummy.
I had a feeling it was gonna be like a dreamsicle kind of situation.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
with a little bit of a kick at the end.
little kick to it. Hmm.
Yeah, and the passion fruit gives it something a little more than just the orange. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay, Duma.
I was just gonna say to mocktail this.
Oh, yeah.
You could use a non-alcoholic vodka. I also feel like you could just kind of skip
You
it.
don't need the vodka.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then do like some kind of a citrus, like you could
Mhm.
do orange. I actually think a pineapple juice, like a little bit could work.
Oh, could be.
Yeah. And then the syrup and the cream.
The passion fruit syrup has no alcohol in it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Neither does cream, unless the cow was drunk.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what these farmers are doing with their cows.
Okay,
Duma.
Duma. So I get what you mean. She is like really soft spoken,
Mhm.
but I think it's like she uses that as a tool to try to get people to do what she wants. Like she sounds so reasonable and
Mhm.
calm and everything.
Right. And then the episode when the shadow, who was like the empty, had
Mhm.
taken over her,
Mhm.
you had no idea that the shadow was in her.
Oh
Like
no.
the shadow was able to emulate Duma so well.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Yeah.
know, at
You
least
couldn't
until
know
Halloween. Yeah.
until you like it was actually revealed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I Of course, I'm always like looking at the Supernatural wiki because I'm
Mhm.
like, there's always details in there and stuff, and we can't always watch every episode that every character. She was in seven,
She was.
Hannah was in nine, Naomi was in eight. Like that would have been a bunch of episodes to watch.
I think Hannah was only in 7. I think she was mentioned in 2,
Oh, okay,
but that's
that's
okay.
possible. Yeah, but like to watch all of those episodes before.
Well, I think that probably a better podcaster person does. We are not the better podcaster people. We just like to keep it real.
This is the way we roll.
It
I
is.
take a lot of notes, and I
We
do watch.
do.
I mean, we do watch some episodes
Of course we
before
do.
we,
Yeah.
if we can.
Like you didn't know that she was Robbie. You didn't even know.
Mhm.
It was The Man Who Knew Too Much was the name of the episode.
Okay.
I know that you don't. You still don't remember it.
No, I think I do.
Like Sam wasn't schizophrenic.
Listen, they all had problems.
Oh my. Is that after we're done with the angels, are we going to psychoanalyze all the characters?
They all
That
had
would take
problems.
years.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's another
That would
podcast.
never happen.
So the thing about her being like so soft-spoken and seeming so rational is she's like, we want to find Jack to help him
Yeah,
until you realize they want to find Jack to use him.
right. Because she was one of like a dozen angels that were left. That was
Mhm.
all after the angels had fallen.
Yeah.
They needed all the angel juice that they could muster up in heaven just to keep heaven
Going.
going.
Yes.
And she was like, I'm going to say dozen. I think that's what it was. She was
Mhm.
like one of a dozen. And they're like, I think that we can use Jack to make more angels
Mhm.
because of what he being a Nephilim, that
Right.
he would be able to. And Lucifer comes along though.
And he's like, oh, I could probably do that. I saw
Yeah.
Dad do that
Yeah.
in his
Like
cocky
I
way.
saw the recipe for that. Yeah.
Right.
But he couldn't. And he knew even then he couldn't do
Well,
it.
it's Lucifer. He could say he
Right.
can do anything.
Exactly. But we're not talking about him for another
No.
9 episodes or so.
So, like, I think that she's a good example of how we see angels and that they often think that whatever their goal or their mission is, they have good intentions with,
yes.
regardless of what that means for other people involved.
Mhm.
Because she essentially wants to enslave Jack
Yeah.
to make more angels.
Right.
Like not convincing him, but not really giving him a choice, and then taking advantage of him when he doesn't have a soul.
Mhm.
It's not what you think angels are going to be like.
Right.
But these angels are dicks.
They're not friendly and very kind.
Not all of them, no.
But I do think that some of them did have, like Castiel, who really ended up like trying to have humankind be a priority
Mhm.
and really did care about humans. Some other angels, I believe, cared about humans as well.
Right, right.
They weren't all like
Uriel.
Uriel. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
Right.
see, I liked Duma at first. You know,
Mhm.
she was just kind of sweet and kind, and she was just a regular angel. She wasn't like
She didn't have some,
soldier
yeah.
or
Mhm.
yeah. And then
Like she did actually have good intentions. Like we need
yeah,
more angels to be able to run
right.
heaven for the people who are in heaven.
Mhm.
But the means were
Yeah,
not aligned.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then she ended up though, like she was kind of running heaven at one point, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And it kind of got to her head, like it seems to for
Everybody ever.
And Castiel ended up killing her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. When he like I think that happens a lot. They see that like even though this person might have good intentions, that like their methods are bad and this is gonna go bad. And the
Yeah.
only way to stop it is
Death.
death.
Death
Stabbing them in the
by
face.
angel knife blade. Angel
Blade.
blade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Angel knife blade.
Mhm.
So she
Duma.
was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know,
I've
sometimes
heard
like
the
the
angels
angels come
go.
in and you want to like them and
Yeah.
then they do stuff like this. I don't necessarily feel that way about Hannah. I feel like
Mhm.
Hannah was different
Yeah.
than a lot of the other angels.
But I think the reason Hannah was different was because the person that she was possessing, Caroline Johnson, I looked that up,
Mhm.
I think was fighting a little bit more on the inside. And Hannah
Oh.
sensed that and felt that because when Hannah was in the hotel room with Cass
Mhm.
and Caroline's husband came and she's like, yes, I have a new lover or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's when she's like, I need to, she willingly gave up
Yeah.
her vessel. She's like,
Right.
because she's fighting against, she's like,
Mhm.
she could feel that pull towards her husband.
Mhm.
And like I'm assuming it was Caroline's feelings that were coming through for Hannah because she was like kind of attracted to Cass. She's like
Right.
coming on to
Hmm.
him.
Hmm.
So I don't think that that was an angel coming onto an
Yeah.
angel. I think that that was her
Vessel.
vessel
Hmm.
kind of trying to come through and kind
Yeah.
of break out,
Well,
sort of.
there's this quote from Hannah that I read where she talks about like the emotions and like the fear and the joy and all of those things.
Hmm.
And she looks at Cass and she says, "These things are not for us. These are
Hmm.
for humans.
Hmm.
This isn't right for
But
us."
she wanted to experience it. Like
Hmm.
she's like, I'm gonna go take a shower, and she's like, you don't need to take a shower.
Hmm.
Because we talked about angel dry cleaning and stuff.
Right,
They
right.
don't
She
need
doesn't need
shower,
them.
but she wanted to. She wanted to have that sensation of the
Hmm.
water on her skin,
Hmm.
um, and like the whole. It was kind of awkward though, like when she takes her clothes off in front of Cass, and she's just like, "What? Does this bother you?" It's kind of high schooly,
Yeah.
but I think that I think part of it was the longer the angels are on earth, the more that they want to experience human feelings and human emotions and human
Yeah.
things.
I mean, we saw that with like they're affected by the humans and so things
Yeah.
happen. So we saw like what that did for the Grigori
Mm-hmm.
versus like Castiel's entire character arc
Mm-hmm.
versus like Hannah trying to understand. It's like a kid of hormones, like going through
Yeah.
puberty, and she's like, okay, what's this feeling? Okay, I'm gonna take a shower.
Yeah.
Whatever. I
See what
mean,
happens.
teenagers also
Yeah.
go, let's see what happens if I'm gonna take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like she gets to a point where she recognizes that like these experiences are human things and they're not
Hmm.
meant for angels.
Right.
Or at
Well,
least that's her understanding.
interestingly enough,
Hmm.
Hannah was played by Erica Carroll. Just saying, two angels, both Ericas, and their last name started with C.
Oh,
I don't know why that's
alrighty.
interesting, but it was interesting to me.
Well, you're the one who found out that Uriel was the angel of wisdom and was played by
Yeah.
Robert Wisdom, so
Yeah.
all
See,
the little coincidences.
those are just fun, little fun facts, if you will. But not like we're not trying to be spirits and or we're not trying to be supernatural then and now who actually do
Oh,
fun facts.
um,
These were just fun facts,
that you happen to find.
but not a segment of our podcast. Please don't
It's
need
like
to
that, but it's
explain
not
it.
that.
It is, but it isn't.
I liked Hannah a lot. I
Yeah.
think I wrote that she's actually like merciful and compassionate, which are
Hmm.
not things that we see from angels from this show.
And she also did not mind being a follower angel.
No.
When they decided that they wanted Cass to be their new leader,
Hmm.
she was the first one on board with that.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Okay, let's
was it
go.
like when he opened up his hotel room, she was like, she was the one, or was she with him and he opened it up and they were all there? I can't remember the sequence now,
Yeah.
but I know that she was the first one who's
Hmm.
like, we need a leader. Angel, basically, in this show, angels were developed to lead mostly. I
To
feel like
follow.
I meant follow.
Yeah, to follow.
That's what I
Like
meant,
they're following God and
not
they've got
lead.
their like order of chain of command with like the
Yes.
archangels and the higher tier angels and
Yeah.
all the way down the line and it's always about following orders. And so they do.
Hmm.
But it's interesting that some groups want to pick Castiel when he's like the rebel.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably because they also are sensing that they want to experience the human thing.
Hmm. So they're
And
willing to follow the guy who is the like
the closest
poster
to being
child of
human. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I would say
Yeah.
too.
I liked Hannah a lot. And there's even that part where she like leads the coup in to save Cass from Metatron and everything.
Hmm.
And you're like, heck yeah.
Yeah. I did
But
too. I liked her. And
hmm
like I said, she was the only angel, I think, excuse me, that willingly gave up her
her
vessel
vessel. Yeah. Like,
because she could feel that
yeah,
pressure.
like every other angel's like, oh, this is so and so, or
Hmm.
I this is a an accountant or a like stay-at-home mom or something. Like
Right.
they don't really know, but she knows her vessel's name.
Right.
She knows her vessel's
She knew
spouse's
her
name.
exactly. She
Yeah.
knew who the husband was when he came,
Yeah.
and she felt compassion for the
Yeah.
vessel that she was inhabiting.
Which is what you would hope that the angels would do, but
Yeah.
they don't.
But the interesting thing is, and I wonder, so when human says yes, okay, so an angel comes to me, they're speaking to me, and they're like, I'm going to take you over now. And you're like, yes. So you've welcomed them in.
Hmm.
You are now a vessel. I think that the majority of them do not know that they could ask them to leave. And they don't know that that's an
Well, no,
option.
that makes sense though, because when you think about an angel, like this is a heavenly authority.
Right.
Like they're messengers of God and the scribes of God and the soldiers of God. They're like this big deal.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I would imagine that a person wouldn't be able to be like, no, I'm done now. You should leave.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't think they even knew that was an option.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
just were like, I
is it an
said
option?
yes. Yeah, because you have to invite them. You
Yeah.
can disinvite them because that's what Dean wanted Sam to do.
Oh
When
yeah,
Gadriel's
was
in
to
there
tell Gadriel to leave. You're
and tell him to get
right.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of happened. And Dean tried to expel Michael, but I think it's because Michael was an archangel.
Yeah.
There was too much there, but we'll get to that
Sure.
too.
We'll
But
get there later.
I
Yeah.
just think that
I guess it never
generally
occurred to
speaking,
me, but like, then does it not occur to a lot of people that you
right.
can be like, okay, Angel, we're done now.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Like I'm turning the lights off. You can go home.
Yeah, uh-huh.
We've had fun.
It's
Goodbye.
been great.
Yeah.
Or not great in
Yeah.
case of some of them.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Hannah was good. I would think that she was good. There was nothing, she didn't do anything evil or inherently
Questionable.
yeah. She was just a good little angel
Hmm.
and
She
had come
followed
and
Castiel.
well, that was her downfall. But
It was, I mean.
yeah. But I think that overall, she
Hmm.
wanted to do the right thing, and that's why she gave Caroline her life back.
Yeah.
We liked Hannah, didn't we?
No, we did.
Hannah gets a check mark.
On the other hand, Naomi was terrible.
Wow, she was a roller coaster.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She was crazy,
She was played by Amanda Tapping.
which does not start with an E or a C.
No, but I think she was in Battlestar Galactica or
I don't.
Stargate. Stargate. I
Stargate?
think it's Stargate. I don't know. My stepdaughter told me that she would only watch, she was interested in Supernatural because Amanda Tapping was in it. And I know that she's a huge Stargate, SG1, I believe,
Okay.
fan. But
If you can believe it, have not watched Stargate.
that did
Hmm.
surprise me. I thought you would know for sure because you really like the sci-fi stuff.
I do.
You do. So Naomi, when is the first time we meet her is when she is mind controlling Cass? Is that the first time we meet her?
I don't remember. It
I
was in
think it's,
season 8, but because she
I think
is
it
the
is.
one that pulls Cass from purgatory. Like
Hmm.
she, I don't know, commands that mission or
Hmm.
whatever.
And she's the one that shows up when Sam has Bobby in his forearm. And they want Bobby to go to heaven, but then they were trying, was it Crowley that was trying to get him back to hell? And I don't remember, she shows up and she's like, no, he can come to heaven
Okay.
and lets him go.
I have no memory of that.
Do you even know what I'm talking about? Was
Yeah,
he the
I do,
tyrants?
but I don't
Oh, okay.
remember. I don't remember. Yeah, because they have to like save somebody as
Hmm.
part of the trial.
Yeah,
Yeah.
out of hell.
Hmm.
And it was Bobby.
I just remember her being terrible and torturing Cass and using him and brainwashing him and generally just being a bad person.
Yeah. I didn't like the fact that she made Cass kill Alfie.
No.
He was the world's most adorable angel, and we loved him.
Yes. We loved him.
But when when he was with Metatron, and Metatron is like, you need to do, like, while Sam's doing these other trials, you need to do these trials,
Hmm.
and it's going to be a good thing. And Cass, being the idiot
Believed
that he
him.
is, followed Metatron and did the things. And Naomi shows up and she's like, I know, I haven't been real nice. And you might not like me a whole lot with the whole brain thing, but don't
He's
do it.
lying to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do it. You
Hmm.
are going to cause the angels to fall. And she was correct. And the angels fell. And then Was it Cass that went after her and drilled her head?
Somebody did because they used the same drill that was used on Cass and on Alfie,
Alfie,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
but it was like deep drilling, like should have killed her, and they thought that she was
Hmm.
dead, but she wasn't. It just took a long time for the pieces to fly back together, however the cosmic
No, she just like
thing.
crossed her eyes.
I know. That's how you get pieces back
You
together.
have to cross your eyes and wave your fingers in front of your
Yep,
face.
it's magic.
Oh,
And then,
so
so she ended up not being a horrible person.
but she was so deceitful, like
Yeah.
consistently. I was reading, and she and like whoever her little group of intelligence angels were the only ones who knew how to wipe the memory of other angels. So she ended up telling Cass that he was there in Egypt and helped smite the firstborn during that like plague.
Hmm.
But then they wiped that memory
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
from a bunch of the
Wipe
angels.
the memory from me as well.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
But
yeah.
like, I think Naomi is a good example of the kind of angel that like has a mission and they are
Hmm.
so singularly focused
Right.
because she would literally do anything to get her goal if she thinks it's for
The
the
greater good.
yeah, if she thinks it's for the greater good, she'll wipe your memory, she'll brainwash
Yeah.
you, she'll drill into your head.
And the truth was, she was trying to keep heaven running.
Yeah, she was just doing it in a really bad
Yeah,
way.
but it's like they didn't know any better.
They
They
didn't
didn't know
know any other
how.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't know how to approach something in
Yeah.
a non-forceful or sneaky
Right.
way.
Well, like as soldiers, if you think in like the traditional, like these are your orders, you follow your orders, you don't think, you just do. And I think that's how these angels are portrayed.
Hmm.
And we see this constantly with like Naomi, with Uriel, with even the way that Castiel is at times. They're very much just like, those are my orders, that's what I do, the end.
Yeah,
And
very
there's
robotic.
no free will in it. They're robotic. And
Hmm.
so the only way that they know is like you do it or you don't. And if you don't, there are consequences.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
because there's like a heaven jail
yes,
for angels too.
there
It's not
is.
just immediate smiting.
Mhm.
Now, if Uriel were in charge, it would be,
Maybe
but
they wouldn't need
they're,
a jail. But
yeah.
like Gadriel ends up in that heaven's prison
Hmm.
forever,
Like
2,000 years or whatever,
what,
however long.
like garden
Breathing.
or
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
So we see Metatron in there, we see Cass in there. Like, yeah, there are consequences if you don't follow orders,
Yeah,
and being alive is sometimes worse than being dead.
it's true.
In heaven, apparently.
Ah, yeah.
Rough
The
time.
angels just didn't, well, I mean, we talked about what Kripke said, if we're going to have angels, this is what we're going to be. And
Uh-huh.
he obviously, they fulfilled that and
Yeah.
they continued on with that
Mhm.
throughout the rest of the
Yeah.
series,
Yeah.
even after Kripke was gone.
Right.
There weren't very many good angels out of these three. Basically,
Yeah.
Hannah was the only one that had
Yeah.
a conscience, I guess, and was good.
Like I mean, we liked Alfie because he was, his vessel was the cute
Yeah,
little guy.
yeah.
And he, still stood up and tried to be strong. We liked Hannah because she
Hmm.
had some compassion for
Yeah,
humans. But I feel like most of the other angels that we'll come across are not,
where they start out like
not,
I think we're gonna like them, and then
and
take a
then,
turn, or they show their
well,
real
and how many
selves.
times is it like something happens and angels show up and there's no talking? It just goes straight to fighting.
Yeah, and sometimes with each other
Yeah,
too.
yeah, even. And
Yeah,
then it'll be like, Cass, I had to kill my brother every time. That's
yeah.
my Cass voice now.
Oh, spot on. I would, if I'd closed my eyes, I would have thought that
That
Castiel was sitting across from me.
I know, I'm so good at this.
I am the queen of sound effects, and you are the queen of voices. People don't
Let me
understand
tell
when they
you, my
come
Cass voice
in.
probably is going to sound a lot like my Dean voice.
Yeah. Oh, don't do a teen voice. That just, yeah. So, what do we think about these three? They were important.
Yeah, they
Like
all had
they,
important roles. Like they
yeah,
they furthered the plot.
yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Duma, I'm still kind of on the fence. I didn't hate Duma.
Hmm.
Naomi, I think it's probably because I didn't really care about Castiel. I didn't care
I
that
mean,
she was torturing him.
she was written to be a villain.
Yeah. And she
Like
played her
very
part very
clearly.
well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny that we say a villain in heaven, but really like the good guys are the boys in their team and then it's them
Well,
against the world kind of.
right. Yeah. The literal world.
Yes.
Yes. Oh,
So,
well.
well, how do we think let's rate our drink here. How do we think that this works for them?
Well, I think the taste, let's do taste first because I really
Okay.
like the taste. I'll give it a full swig on
Yeah, the
taste.
taste was good. I am iffy about, I've probably said this before about
About
cream
cream.
in
Hmm.
stuff, but this didn't like have like a weird creaminess to it. So, the taste is good for me too. I like the passion fruit
Yeah.
with the triple sec. It
Hmm.
was a new flavor.
I like it. Um, Angel's Delight is the name of the drink. I don't think that these angels that we discussed are delightful,
No,
but it
pretty
has
good.
angel in the title.
Uh-huh.
Like we said, we're trying really hard to find,
Stretching on
yeah.
these guys, right?
Probably matching them. I'm just going to give it 3/4.
I was gonna go for a half. So, yeah.
Basically, I would probably what I would do because there were three of them. I would probably give it 1/3 because
Well, and like
we
there's
liked
three of
Hannah.
them. Unfortunately, there's four things in the drink because I was gonna be like, there's three things, and there's three of them. There's four things.
Math again, which
Counting.
gets us every time.
Very easy to make though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
super simple to make.
Super, super
And I
simple.
think mocktail ability is a full swig
Yeah,
also.
absolutely. I don't think it's very hard to do that. So 6, 7 1/4. Can I math
I
that?
think so.
Okay.
That's that's a good rating, I think.
Yeah. Out of 8 for our swig rating on the
Yeah.
Angel's Delight.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
should
that
have
I
given
would
it a different name. It maybe would have gotten higher.
that maybe if we'd have renamed it because they're not delightful.
They're
This is
not.
pretty good. I can see like the delight with like the fruity part, but
Yeah.
not in reference to Naomi.
No.
Nothing delightful there.
No, and not really. Well, Duma, sorta, but that's why I went with 3/4 because I kind of liked Duma.
Hmm.
Naomi, not so much, and we liked Hannah,
Hmm.
so
I went for half because it's easier to do that math.
and 3/4, perfect.
Excellent.
All right, so we always talk about being on social media,
Hmm.
and we've gained quite a few followers on Facebook,
So
actually.
hello to all of our new followers. Thank you all for
Yes,
your likes and your comments.
and there was somebody that I wanted to do a shout out for
Hmm.
sure, and that a couple people actually, but
Hmm.
there is one person her I know where she is on socials,
Hmm.
but her handle is fandom fixation, and she like comments on our stuff all the time. She's
Hmm.
really sweet. I assume she's a girl. She could be a boy.
You know, most
Either
of the
way,
fandom, and honestly, statistically, like
yeah,
95% of our listeners are female, so
right.
it's not a stretch.
Right. So she always has things to say. She thinks we're funny
I
because
think we're funny.
well, we do. We think we're
I don't
hilarious.
comment on it.
Maybe we should. We have a
Maybe.
friend named Rhonda. She's from Ohio and she makes a lot
Yes.
of comments and we appreciate you, Rhonda. And we have a sort of newer, she's young, but she's kind of sort of new to the podcast. I think she's been listening for a little while, but her name's, she goes by Becca Winchester and she
Oh,
is
Becca.
she's going to actually
Is that Chicago Becca?
yes,
Okay.
and she's going to join us. She lives in a southern state, but I think she's going to join us when we do the Michael and the variations of Michael episode.
Oh,
She's super excited
exciting.
to be on and we're excited to have her. So we
That's
wanted
going to
to,
be a whirlwind episode.
yeah, wanted to tell these ladies, assuming they're all ladies, thank you for listening and
Mhm.
commenting and following us on social media and
Mhm.
liking us. We like you. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can always comment or you can
Mhm.
comment in Spotify or now I can't check the comments on like Apple or Amazon. You have to check
Yeah,
those.
yeah, we can
But
check them though. We can
yeah,
DM, yeah.
but or email us or comment on
You can
TikTok,
DM us on TikTok,
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Threads,
Yep.
all the places.
Yep. We appreciate everybody
Yeah.
listening and we're having a great time and we hope that you two are having a swell time.
Mhm.
I actually just got done posting a couple weeks ago, I did the top episodes that's your comfort episode or the episode that you love.
That
And
was
that's a lot of fun.
interesting.
So then I was
Yeah.
like, let's do the ones you don't like. And I just posted the top 10 that were,
People don't like.
yeah,
Okay.
today.
All
So
right.
that's out there. But all right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Be kind to each other. Be like a real angel, not like a supernatural angel.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
All right.
That's great advice. Thanks,
Thank
y'all.
you.
That's hilarious.
So I'm assuming you ate, or do you need to get yourself something to eat before we record?
I ate just before I got here.
Okay,
Yeah. I got something at Dunkin', so I thought about bringing a snack, but I'm good.
good. Yeah, I ate a big old salad too.
Excellent. All right. So let me stop this.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye.